Before we dive into Moby Dick, we're going to have to understand some of the intellectual and philosophical backgrounds that were at work influencing Melville in his composition of Moby Dick. And one of them is the movement known as American Romanticism. This is very complex, so we're going to have to take a couple videos to get through some of these concepts. The first concept is transcendentalism. Now, transcendentalism, it was an American intellectual and artistic movement that spanned roughly 1836 to about 1865. And the main proponent of this idea was Ralph Waldo Emerson. Ralph Waldo Emerson is not as important as is the ideas that he generated. So to understand transcendentalism, I always thought that would be a good name for a dentist practice. You got the dentalism, really good dental care. Transcendentalism is the idea of transcending physical reality and physical experience. And obviously these are philosophical concepts, and that's what these videos are about, is helping to explain those concepts. Transcendentalism, again, uniquely American. It's not happening anywhere else, and it arose in response to these three other philosophical movements, and I will talk about each of these in turn, beginning with idealism. Okay, in the history of ideas, the concept of idealism, it begins with Plato in ancient Greece and his theory of forms. I'm going to post a short video on Plato's cave, which is very important that you watch to help you understand some of the background, and in a more interesting, fun way than you'll see here, because there's little cartoons, and we love cartoons. Plato's idea behind the world of forms is that everything in the physical world is a shadow or an image reflecting something far more real and more true. So everything down here that we see and feel, so tables, chairs, and everything else, they're real. You can throw a chair at someone and hurt them, they'll feel it, and they'll see it coming, and we can agree that a chair was thrown. But these physical objects are simply lower down in the great chain of being than these higher things that they are representations of. And these higher things do not have anything further above them. Rather, everything we know are copies or imitations of them. So, this diagram that I've drawn, it is what is called Plato's divided line. It's an example taken from the Republic. At the very lowest realm of reality, and you think of it as a ladder, maybe I should have drawn this vertically. We've got the world of dreams, but also art. So paintings, sculptures, plays, the world of imagination. These are things that are not real. These are things that are in the imagination. Okay? A shadow of a tree is not more real than the tree, right? The shadow shows that there is a thing called a tree that's making the shadow, but the shadow is simply a copy of it, right? And further up the ladder, we come to the world of objects, the world of cuticles, doggies, trees, people. This is called the realm of belief because we take things that we see and assume that they are themselves. We assume that they are reality. But this is simply belief. This is not the end of the road. The next step above that is the realm of the intellect, which is where we encounter universals. And I apologize, I don't know if it's really possible in a short video to describe the problem of universals, but in this realm we've got numbers, shapes, universal souls. So the fact that you could destroy every triangle in the universe and that would not change the fact of triangularity and the relationships that those three sides have with one another. That's one of the things that we learn from geometry, is that these things are beyond physical reality. These things are true even if there was no lines drawn, Cartesian planes anywhere. There's something necessary and unalterable about them. And one more thing, human beings do not invent these mathematical relationships or geometrical relationships. We discover them. They're already there. Okay? So that point alone might maybe be a better place to end there. And then Plato believes that above these universal truths that are discovered rather than created by the human mind, we've got being itself. Everything else is a reflection of being, and it goes downward in this way. So the point of idealism is the philosophical belief that reality is not simply physical reality, but there are higher laws that govern and determine the meaning of things down here. I said before that science can only tell us how matter behaves, and it can explain things like cause and effect, but science, properly understood, cannot determine value of anything. But Plato's philosophy of idealism is a way to approach meaning and value and understanding reality in human life in a way very different from science, which is concerned only with physical objects, right? It doesn't see anything eternal or transcendent in those relationships, but it's simply relegated to the realm of physical reality.